What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. And in this one, we got something a little different going on today. Been a minute since I've actually, sat down in front of the camera and hit record. Today, we got a new thing coming to the channel. It's going to be like whenever there's a wild game for the Toronto Blue Jays, whether it's a comeback or whether it's a blowout or whether it's a disappointing loss like the one we're going to be going over today, we're going to be taking a look at what you guys have to say about the game. We're going on the MLB YouTube channel and taking a look at some of the comments about the game and giving my reactions to it and the game and seeing what I think about it. If you guys like that idea and are excited for this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's freaking go. So before we even get into the comments of the game, all right, there's a lot of comments about the game. I only chose 5 though, so you're welcome. We're gonna have to get into what actually happened in the game. So if you guys didn't see, the Blue Jays lost 4-3 against the Tampa Bay Rays in game 2 of the 3-game series. And as I'm recording this, they just lost game 3, 3-0. So got swept by the Rays, can't win in Tropicana Field for whatever reason. We're like 98 and 140 all time or something like that. 56 and 104 since 2006, which is insane. The game started first inning, Okamoto home run to dead center field. 409 feet, 1-0 Blue Jays. Okamoto been absolutely insane, by the way. I actually should make a player breakdown about Kazuma Okamoto now that I think about it. So that'll be coming out probably next week. So that's insane. Then in the second, Andres Gimenez single to center and Dalton Varsho scored, make it 2-0. And then in the third and the fourth, Kevin Gausman on the mound for this one. So he lets up 2 earned runs in back-to-back innings. And then Penango, yo, I don't even know if I'm saying this dude's name right. Yo, Hendrick, freaking dog. Okay, he's a dog. He's hitting above 400 since getting called up from AAA, so you'll have to see that. I honestly think that once people get healthy, Davis Schneider should be sent down. Not for like full time, just so like he can figure it out again. Because we did that last year, and then we called him back up, and it worked out pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So while Davis Schneider figures it out, I think Hendrick Penango will be a dog up in the MLB. But then in the 8th inning, it falls apart for Tyler Rogers, who comes into the game. Yandy Diaz single to center and Williamson single to center. And the thing with Tyler Rogers is he's not going to let up any home runs, but it's either going to be weak contact that results in outs or results in hits. And unfortunately, this time it results in hits. So the player of the game was Kazuma Okamoto, 2 for 4 with a home run, a RBI. George Springer 0 for 4, Valenzuela 0 for 2, Miles Straw 0 for 1 this game, pinch hit as well, but he's been an absolute dog. Jesus Sanchez 0 for 4. On the pitching side of things, Kevin Gausman had a terrible start against the Twins last time. This one kind of decent again. Strikeout numbers aren't really where I'd like them to be, but course of the season, he's Kevin Gausman. He's going to get back to striking people out. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Hoffman came in, 4 innings, gave up a hit and a strikeout. And then Tyler Rogers, an inning and a third, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. It just sucks to see. Louis Varland, 2 1/3 and a strikeout. On the other side, Drew Rasmussen went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Chandler Simpson, 2 for 4. Jake Fraley, 2 for 4. Ben Williamson, 2 for 4. Jonathan Aranda, 2 for 4. The Blue Jays did have actually a 76.6% chance to win this game, which peaked in the bottom of the 7th when it was 3-2, and then the Rays took advantage. They had a 91% chance after taking the lead in the bottom of the 8th, and then they just ran away with it there. 8 hits for the Blue Jays, 11 for the Rays, 1 home run for us, 11 total bases to 12 total bases, and 7 runners left on base for each squad. So, pretty even offensive game. Pitching stats, the Blue Jays 5 strikeouts, Rays 7. We had more strikes thrown. We gave up more hits, and we walked less. So, it's not really like a big advantage for any other team, hence it's a 1-run game. But yeah, so now that we gotta kind of have a feel for what was happening in this game, let's take a look at some of these comments, because some of them are optimistic and some of them are not, you know what I'm saying? The first one comes from Sir Goldlerocks. Yeah, I guess, bro. He says, Tyler Rogers just sold the game for the Jays in choking fashion. On the bright side, at least Kazuma Okamoto is continuing to hit dingers. I agree on that part. Kazuma Okamoto loves hitting dingers. Shout out Eric Sim. Like I said, Tyler Rogers It's not hard contact. It's soft contact, and it's either going to find a glove or it's going to find absolutely nobody. And it's just one of those unfortunate events where it found absolutely nobody. Tyler Rogers, there was a time where I kind of wasn't really watching the game, but there was a time I saw that he left a sinker right down the middle at 83 miles per hour. And that's the thing, if you're a submariner, you still got to have your pitch location right, because if you leave a pitch right down the middle, then they're going to capitalize on it, especially if it's only 83 miles per hour, which is his max in that case. So pitch location has got to be better. But other than that, you know, like, he still gets weak contact, and there wasn't a lot of hard contact this game. He's giving up singles, basically. And I'm not trying to say Tyler Rogers was the greatest pitcher of all time this game, but it's not like he let up anything too concerning, in my opinion. He's perfect for this team because we have an insane infield defense with the middle infield of Ernie Clement and Andres Gimenez, 3-time Gold Glove winner Andres Gimenez, Gold Glove winner Vladimir Guerrero Jr. first base, and then Kazuma Okamoto showing flashes of great defense early in his career already. So Tyler Rogers being a ground ball pitcher, he's great for this team. When hitters get lucky, I guess, and they hit flares that don't find a glove, or they hit balls up the middle where the defense isn't positioned, then it's just going to result in what happened this game, and I think that's just, you know, what went on. To go along with like Sir Goldrock's comment here, Tyler Rogers, he didn't really choke the game. He kind of just like did what he normally does, but he was the reason why we lost. Next one comes from Raf8505, who says, as disappointed as I am that the Jays lost, we got a big Oak homer, and the Leafs just got the first overall pick. I call that a good trade-off. Ladies and gentlemen, I switched the game to the NHL draft lottery. I don't even watch hockey. That's how locked in I was for this, because it's the first time since 2016 the Leafs are ass, and in some way, by God's given grace, they got the first overall pick. We all know what happened last time. Austin Matthews. Now it's going to be Gavin McKenna, apparently. I just thought this would be a cool thing to add. Another thing, why does the draft lottery have to take half an hour? Just like they're showing the guy put in the balls, 1, 2, like, just get to the point, bro. It's like 10 minutes max. It does not have to be that long. You got to get in like your ads and your promotions, and you got to make it watchable for the viewer. But like, goddamn, I actually can't believe that happened. On the Jays side of things, we got a big Oak homer. You'll love to see it. Holy God, this is a long one. All right, Red_Sector_7 says, a good game. Blue Jays still have half a dozen starters on the IL. And at least Springer is back with Barger following shortly. At 1.8 J starters on the IL. Just crazy bad luck this year for Toronto. Bright spots are the Big Oak and Pinyango hitting machines putting in work. Springer also even with a double toe injury. I'm going to start off with George Springer here. George Springer, after he came back from the first toe injury, he was really good. And the series before that, he was getting like single after single. So good to see George Springer, you know, he's doing all right. Went 0 for 4 this game, but you know, overall I'd say he's doing pretty good considering the fact that he got off to a bad start. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Talking about the injuries of this team, 16 and 20 last year through 36 games, 16 and 20 this year through 36 games. And you know, last year we did have Richard Barnes and Dick Lovelady pitching in real life baseball games for our team. But the thing about this year is that half of our team is injured, and we're in the exact same spot as we were last year. Sure, the Yankees and the Rays now are like fighting for first place while we're 9 games back. But should we be too worried? Like last year we were 20 and 25 and didn't get first place in the AL East till we swept the Yankees on Canada Day. So, you know, I don't really think we should be too worried. I already mentioned Big Oak, Pinango, hitting machines, putting in work. I think they do hitting machines a little differently in Tropicana Field because of the roof. Whoever decided to make the roof the white color, I don't understand what was the thought process. I really don't. Maybe that has something to do with the Jays being 56 and 104. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, once we get those guys back from injury, we should be good to go. You know what I'm saying? Trey Savage just got back. Alejandro Kirk, maybe a few weeks away. Shane Bieber is going to start to throw some bullpens and get in some rehab games. Jose Barrios just got an MRI for something in his arm. I hope he's okay. Jimmy Garcia, Adam Francis. All the guys were down in Tampa for the series, by the way, because the Blue Jays complex in Florida, the rehab complex, the spring training complex, it's right there. So they just made the trip over. Shout out to those guys. Aki Blue says, man, the Jays still threatening with half a team injured. Not taking anything away from the Rays. Still a good team. It is a little concerning that the Rays are off to a hot start, but you know, I believe that once time settles down, Blue Jays get their players back, it'll be all good. And then the fact that the Rays have been a really good team to start this season, and they're kind of playing like the Blue Jays did last year with all the small ball and the weak contact and not really hitting any home runs. Now, only thing is, I hope that doesn't continue, because that means they're going to hit a bunch of home runs in the second half of the season, and that would be really bad. So shout out to the Rays. This isn't a hate video on the Rays. The Rays taking nothing away from them. A really good team. Yeah, going back to the injuries, and now that I think about it, a lot of these comments are really just talking about the same thing. You know, half of our team is injured, and sure, we're getting some guys back. George Springer's back. Addison Barger is going to be reactivated Friday if everything goes well against the Angels, and Trey Savage is back. The Blue Jays have enough players injured to create a 11 slide Instagram post about guys that are injured. Like, when I saw that Instagram post, I was scrolling through it. I was like, I've never actually realized how many people we have on the injured list. This is insane. And the last comment we got comes from Nick Loud 999, who says, the Jays did everything in their power to lose this game. Gosman choking and then couldn't even field a bunt. Valenzuela just effing up challenges and running into an out like a dumb blank. Rogers choking is kind of forgivable as he's been lights out all year. The Jays did everything in their power to lose this game. No baseball team ever wants to lose a game on purpose. Unless you're like the Colorado Rockies or something, then you might. Actually, the Colorado Rockies are kind of decent this year, so I don't really know. Kevin Gosman choking? I'm not a genius, but I don't really think that 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts is like throwing the game for anybody involved. Valenzuela actually, I mean, 0 for 2, didn't really do anything. So like, I kind of agree with him there. And I do agree with the fact that Tyler Rogers is forgivable because he's been great all year. That's like if Louis Varland came in and let up 5 earned runs. Like, would you still love him after that? Probably, right? Because he saved us from Jeff Hoffman. You know what? Jeff Hoffman has actually been a lot better in lower leverage situations. It's not like he's coming in with, you know, an 8-run lead. But like, he came in when it was 3-2 Blue Jays in the 7th inning. Perfect spot. Shout out to John Schneider. And he's been really solid in those spots, if you ask me. The Blue Jays did everything in their power to lose this game. That is just false information right there. And that's where we're going to leave it, because I don't feel like talking anymore. So if you guys enjoyed that one, make sure you leave a comment to let me know how you feel about this upcoming series and this YouTube series that it is, and what you guys think I could do to make it better, and what you think about it. And yeah, with that being said, it's been your boy Brandon. I break down the Toronto Blue Jays, and I'll see you next time. Peace.